Hey guys, my name is Bloodbound696 and today I'm going to do another update technical analysis video on BTCUSD Coinbase. I want to make this as short as possible because I'm going to try to explain like 2 days worth of analysis essentially. I made this is like the fourth time I made this video because I just want to make it as short as possible for you guys. First, I want to make notice just kind of what the TTM squeeze looking like in the monthly. Obviously, it looks a bit bearish because we just fell down so much on the monthly, like duh. So it's not no duh, no brainer. We have here on the RSI some divergence, but of course it doesn't really matter. We're way too early for that even to matter because we're in the middle of the month. If we go down to the weekly, I will now turn on my drawings after this. This is what it's looking like on the weekly. Mystery solved. The candle that came after the 8 was a 9. I thought in it going lower, maybe like because it was red for a certain amount of time, even though it was a short amount of time because it was a new week, new candle. That'd be a red one, but mystery solved. No, it goes into a 9. If it had gone lower than that after it closed, then it'll turn into a red one. So there's that, right? Another thing is this. The TTM squeeze here looks obviously more bearish than it did last time. Only by a hair, obviously, because the week just started, right? It's only as really bearish as it was 2 hours ago, because it is a momentum indicator. It's just kind of copying with the structure, the histogrammic representation of kind of what's going on. We do have this strong pull to the downside again. In my analysis, I said that this is a diamond top, and I think that we're going to do short down to 38K, 37K, 36K, wicking or something on the daily, daily candles to the downside, maybe fast recovery, because I think this would be a good area for a buy-in. Now, something that I do want to mention is this. It would be great to have something like this. Have like some structure pattern, candlestick pattern like this that would help us identify in a bigger time frame a pull up without external technical indications. I think that would be absolutely crucial. So the market has a clear decision on what to do, where the market wants to go. Of course, I mean, again, I'll point out if I held 50% of all Bitcoin and I just sold it, it doesn't matter the amount of technical analysis you make, it's just going to go down anyway, right? But we have a huge market cap, there's a lot going on, so I figured these kinds of things are respected on the daily, um, and things of that nature. Now, the 9 here, and this happens with every TD9 that we get, and I mean TD Sequential for that matter. Sorry if that sounded sus for a second there. Is this? There's this blue dot. This little blue dot is important. Obviously this candle needs to close, but since this 9 is here and it's not like it's a no-brainer basically, but it's saying that this is how they work. These blue dots is basically a support. It could be resistance too if it was a green 9 to the upside, um, but basically it calls if we fall under that and close, we would continue lower. Same way in reverse, if it was a green 9 to the upside, like we had a bull rally or whatever, like would you see a lot on the like stock markets that like just continue. You could use this basically to say like, okay, so count. You could obviously plan out your own resistances and supports, and then this calls basically prophesize, if you will, that if you continue above it, it would continue onto the direction that it's going. Another thing is I'm going to finally put all the drawings back, right? We're falling into this trapezoidal structure. I don't know if it's trapezoidal. I think I might have mentioned it maybe on the monthly or something. But yeah, this continuation diamond that we had on the daily continued lower, completed its full length leg, interacted with that support here that I was talking about. We might have an interaction there potentially. We did have some interesting price action here on the 4 hour. This whole range is just volume velocity. This is absolutely perfect for scalpers. I bet they had a lot of fun trading this. I actually did a couple of shorts here, made some good money on an altcoin, not on Bitcoin because it's too expensive for me. But yeah. Also, I think I forgot to mention. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Okay, just want to point that out there just in case. Um, we had a lot of interactions here, and I figured this was like some kind of fan, some kind of broadening wedge, if you will. And it seems like it broke out of a smaller one. And I think there was a diamond after this tweezer. I mean, to be honest, this was pretty much along for a scalper after seeing a 4 hour tweezer bottom like this. You know, it's kind of a little bit of a no brainer, right? Then we went up. We had this. I think you've seen like this purple line here on the smaller time frames. This represented on that time frame lower, and it just got absolutely slapped down, and we formed another tweezer, I think, within this triangular structure, which is obviously not valid because of that drop. Um, and now we have the same potentiality, if you will, to break this triangle lower and literally hit the same spot. So it could be a diamond top, right? But it's not even there yet. It is way too early, so I'm not even going to say anything on that. But you'll see as we go along here how it could potentially form. Um, like you could basically do something like this. It could be like drop down, do like a retest, maybe like a little squeeze like this, boom, 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 and then one of the two. We either do continuation to the upside or we shoot down to this area. So we'll see, but it's too early, right? It's too early. Right now, we're just interacting within what we have, and yeah, there's also a thinner triangle here that I think I can draw if I actually use 3 hour. I have an optional triangle that I can draw here. I just don't know which one would fit better. Probably the secondary one here. Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it like that. There we go. Sorry about that. I have a bunch of shapes on small time frames, and believe me, I deleted like literally, like I feel like 15 smaller triangles because I've been on the 50 minute, 10 minute. Sorry, not 10 minute, like 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute, like all of yesterday trading, like just so many micro diamonds, so many tiny triangular squeezes and bull flags and bear flags and all kinds of stuff because this whole range area is basically volume well. So price action is incredibly volatile. So I bet scalpers had a lot of fun trading that once they had some confirmation of some sort. You could also see on this price action that we had here that the TTM squeeze started kind of curling up, and we did start to get some kind of to the long side, and it started increasing, 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 and it just became easier to long. This seemed like it was some kind of I think on the smaller time frame this was a continuation diamond, but on this time frame it looks like a bull flag essentially, which I would consider it a bull flag, if you will. I don't know if rectangular or triangular, but I think you can kind of see that on a smaller time frame it ended up being triangular. But if I had drawn it on the 3 hour, it would be basically rectangular, if you will. Now, if you go even lower, you can see some of the more structure. What I'm getting at here, there's a lot going on, right? And this because this was me basically on the smaller time frames and stuff. A guy like this, I can delete essentially. This structure here that I do want to show off a little bit. This is like a soft pattern that I was talking about. This is a scythe, and this would be the apex of the scythe. And here you go. What's important about these is you never try to force it. If it's not there, it's not there, chief. Like it is absolutely critical that you don't, just draw whatever. You know what I mean? But it gives you a pretty good idea of where all the things are kind of aligned and where they're going, right? So there we go. Fine. This is basically the best that you could have done with this particular example. This is why this space is here, but it's so close. It's basically psychological support at that point. But yeah, I could probably make this steeper and it would touch all the points, but I'm too lazy right now. But yeah, this is the point, and this was the area where the squeeze was the highest, right? So this is obviously made up out of a lot of things. This is made up like a lot of squeezes, triangles, you name it. But this obviously exposes the bigger structure that it's forming, so you know where the biggest price action is coming from one go without too many pauses, right? Because right here we came down, but we ranged and we went lower, we ranged, and over here, boom. Not all the times you could draw this structure, but not have a lot of clues. Sometimes, like I think I was looking at another stock, I drew something very identical, but there was a TTM squeeze to the upside, right? So I'm like, I already knew that it was going to go up essentially. It was like, it pretty much looked like there was enough red dots in there that it was basically like you don't even need it to fire. Like you might as well take advantage of it before all the energy, if you will, all the momentum is all used up, right? And there you go. We do have some other structures that I have not drawn. For your sake, I'm not going to, just so I don't melt your brain any more than I've already done with all of these shapes. But you can see here like a little descending triangle. This could be potentially forming an inverse head and shoulders, potentially a diamond, and you could have either continuation downward or you can have it hit 42,310. So you got a couple options here in the 5 minute. But that's just for scalpers, basically. And anyway, probably by the time that you watch this video, this move will probably be done. So yeah. The only thing is that I'm interested about is potential diamond that could be happening on the not the 2 hour. 2 hour is way too big. On the 1 hour, yeah, the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, I think a diamond could be forming. It is way too early to make even a remote call on that. But if it does form a triangular form, you're either getting a continuation diamond to like this zone, pretty much like 42. 798, or you going straight back down to where we were at 40K. And we'll see. That could be another rejection point. That could be like another wick, and that could just be another sign to pull up. But the problem is this zone, this whole area is so volatile that I just can't fully trust it. So I'm just really forced to look at, excuse me, absolutely everything, every squeeze, every everything. And yeah, it makes me go crazy, but that's what I need for direction for a place that is so volatile like this. It ranges like crazy. Like you could run a short, want to tear your hairs out, and all of a sudden you're happy, right? If that could easily happen with the inverse area of someone going long in this zone. I mean, the price action this had was absolutely insane. If I turn on candles, I mean, look at that. I mean, just wow. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That was just like a little update here. I think we have kind of a hybrid broadening wedge of some sort. I could draw potentially a line that is kind of curved, but it's not really going to help me at this current moment in time. Maybe on a bigger structure if it had more going on, but it simply doesn't. So we have to wait and see, right? Ultimately, again, because I am personally short based off the TA that I had that has been successful so far. I think whatever ranging that is doing ultimately, I think is going to fail and just go lower. And there's a lot of options that we could do how that could happen, but it is too early because for me to even say anything because it just the price action that we have right now is uh yeah, I mean, all we got is basically a rising, like a rising wedge or like a ascending triangle of some sort. So we do have maybe a bigger structure, broadening wedge. But again, we reached the top. We got slapped from the top. If we would only pay attention to a certain aspect of the broadening wedge, then we would be hitting these lows, but I am not saying that because it is way too early. So what I'm really preparing for is a potential diamond or simply a potential break to the downside from these bigger optional triangles, ascending triangles that we have here. Yeah, that's about it. If I didn't mention it before, let me mention it now. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I do want to recap again, just so everyone knows. And I'm even going to take this out to make it clearly. This is the support that the TD Sequential is calling. That we're probably going to see it either blow through it, or it's going to interact. It's probably going to, it might even range in this area for many weeks before we get a signal that is to the upside again. So we'll see. I'm very excited for this week. It's been roughly what, 4 hours since the week has started. So for this candle, of course. So yeah, hope you like that. If you have any comments, concerns, comments you want to say, other cryptos that you want me to do TA on, there's a lot of cryptos right now that look very similar to the movement that Bitcoin is doing. So you might see something similar if you ask me about Tron or even Ethereum or um, XRP. The ones that are actually odd would be Cardano and Monero, for example, XMR. So those are actually unique structures, which is kind of interesting on the micro. But yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to kind of show what's been going on and what are the potential moves that we could have for the days to come. My name is Bob1696. Hope you enjoy this video.